Alexa, announce.
What's the announcement?
Wife, I'm streaming live. I didn't tell you, but we're live right now, so proceed with caution. Join us if you like. St. Patrick's Day, so I gotta tell everyone what I'm doing. Sorry about that.
Announcing.
Wife, I'm streaming live. I didn't tell you, but we're live right now, so proceed with caution. Join us if you like. St. Patrick's Day, so I gotta tell everyone what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Let's see, how can I share this? Let me tell everyone, turn that down. Well, it seems like I should be live, but I'm trying to get more people invited here. Everyone who can hear me, I'm here. I'm dicking around. Hang on. Let's see here. Open this son of a gun up. Now we do this and that. We hit this. All right, everyone. Let's see if I can figure this out. I'm going to click on this. And I'm going to click on this. And I'm going back to here. And I'm going to do this. Hey, there, I did it. I think I did it. All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. This was an impromptu. Richter in the house, starting off the tipping jar. That's very nice. Thank you very much. Uh, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Here's the thing. I have an unusual outfit on today. This purple shirt, and I got to get up these regular kind of sort of pants, and this shoe. This, minus the hat, was my entire wardrobe from when we took off at Stewart International Airport to go to Ireland, landed, flew overnight, and like 2 day. This was like a 3 day outfit. So the first pictures from the first few days are just the first day isn't that great because I have a face. have this outfit and I have this face on me like, fuck! These are the only clothing I have and there's a wedding. This is bad. So I have that face. And then the second day I had this outfit on. My face is a little better, but my outfit didn't look as good because I've been wearing it for probably 2.5 days now. So I'm going to be talking about the Ireland trip, St. Patrick's Day. There's no green beer in Ireland, far as I know. If there is, then I'm lying about it. I'm going to try to punch my notes up here a little teeny little bit. I put some feelers out to see if anybody wanted me to stream live, and like nobody said dick somewhere. Fuck it, I'll just do it anyway. So here we go. First and foremost, the Ireland trip was one of the most wonderful experiences of our life, and I say our life because my amazing wife came along. And the thumbnail for this thing is her wearing the Clee Me shirt, and that was by choice that she would wear this thing and you know sex around there at the cliffs more with my Amish comic shirt on, so that's pretty badass. And again, that's amazing wife who would do that. Because think about that. How many wives whose husbands are comedians would wear the comedian's shirt out in public? Probably hardly any. Probably more famous comedians' wives don't even have shirts that are of that comedian, but I don't really know how that works. So that's badass right there. This isn't going to be a long stream because actually I wasn't even going to do it. So there's that. Let me get some water here. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm like the Sling Blade man. I reckon I'll start at the front and tell you what I remember. I had never left the country at all. And even backstory on that is, so when we found out that our nephew, and that's cat saving family, that's where Hank comes from, and that's where Gus, the evil cat that hides in the couch, that's where they all come from. In fact, they had made replica of the 3 cats they had for the wedding in Ireland. So the year prior to that, I had the PT Cruiser, which was on its complete last legs, and I knew we were going to have to buy a new car, but we didn't have any money, so we're thinking a couple grand. We'll plan for it. And then at another family gathering, they announced this Irish wedding, and we were really threatened that we had to come. She just couldn't get out. And we didn't really have to threaten us. It's just like, fuck yeah. Well, we have to go to Ireland. It's a family wedding. We don't want to be dicks. Never mind that this will fucking eliminate me getting a car next year. So, but so that all that shit happened there. And then, since I'd never been out of the country except for going to Canada, and that didn't really count because when I went to Canada, you didn't even really need a passport. You just went into customs and they just say, are you a serial killer? Or are you with a serial killer? Or do you have any dead bodies in the trunk or any weapons? And you just say no, and then they let you in. But when it turns out when you're trying to come back and your wife is asleep, and we're the couple in the back, and they ask us, and she just wakes up where you were born, and she says, where was I born? She totally seemed drugged in that we were killing her, but we woke her up enough to not get arrested. So the process of leaving, just getting a passport, for those of you who have not got a passport, let me tell you, this is one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of our lives. I don't know why. We kept thinking that as a team, and when I say we, we're talking my daughter, my wife, and myself needed passports. So we were traveling as a team as far as getting ready for this trip. I just felt like something was going to go wrong, and he'd find some ghost in the closet or something, and whatever. And then the Raymond the Amish comic, his last name can't be Comic. He's leading a double life. We can't fucking give him his passport. It's so fucking stressful. All the shit you got to go through. Plus, my wife, who organizes everything all the time as far as like birth certificates and all that stuff, she had everything covered. That it turns out that if you want to do anything online with a passport, it takes 387 weeks, and if you go to the place and do it in person, it's a little faster. So, what the problem that my wife ran into, the one who shouldn't have had any problems at all because she took care of us, is if your parents' name is not on the birth certificate, you cannot get a passport. So if you're thinking of getting a passport and you don't have one, you will need your birth certificate. And if your parents' name isn't on it, you can mail to have it fixed, and that takes 387 weeks. Or you can drive to Scranton, Pennsylvania. It is, for reasons I couldn't tell you, one of the birth certificate capitals of the whole country. Why is it in Scranton? It's a tourist trap because nobody would fucking go to Scranton unless they were in a state of panic. So my wife was in a state of panic, and we could overnight this thing. I said, fuck me in a bucket of goo. Let's just fucking go to Scranton. We'll make a day of it. We'll go take the Lackawanna coal mine tour and see the pothole state forest where they didn't fill it in. They turned it into a park. And we'll just fucking go up there. And it was like $15. We thought they'd have to mail it to us. And so the lady's punching in all this shit. And then I said, so will this get mailed to us? And she's like, just give me a second. Well, fuck me in a bucket of goo. Just what the fucking ask a fucking question. She was printing it right fucking there. That's why she was being a dick. She printed an actual, real birth certificate for my wife right there. It was like $15, and just that's the fucking way to go. What that made me a little bit nuts about was there was a time in our country where you could birth a child and get a birth certificate and it didn't have the parents' names on it. That's a little fucking crazy to me because it's like the bearer of this certificate is entitled to this child here. Like it was almost like an ownership thing. There's no fucking parents. So I think somebody said that's a loophole and we got to fucking sew that up. So we got all that taken care of. And then is the process of actually going to, like, you got to get the picture taken and but then you have to go to we wound up going to like a Makunji post office, which is kind of funny when there's all this security and making sure the parents' name is on there. At the end of the day, you just go to the fucking post office and talk to the post office lady. So you got to make an appointment for that. And again, like really fucking nervous. Like, cause I don't know if I'm just have multiple personality disorder or if I believe the criminal mind side of me will come out when they ask a question. And then, so we got the passports, and it's a shitty time of the year for money for me then. I didn't figure out how to make it through the summer. So the passports were actually just fucking eating up loot, just the fucking passports. But the amount of shit you have to do to leave the country is fucking ridiculous. I got myself a bargain rain jacket that didn't make the fucking trip. As will be discussed with this sexy outfit I have on. So if you have to get a passport and all that shit, it's just a big fucking nightmare. Check the birth certificate. Move on with that. Let's see here. And again, these are rerun stories, but again, it's Ireland as a package. That's what it is. I cannot tell you the amount of stress that I had before this trip, and I was excited to go. And like, it was fun to be excited about it, but also just with the passport and all that shit. Now we're thinking, see, my wife Googled, and I did a lot of research about how do you do Ireland? How do you can't even talk? I didn't even start drinking yet, or this stream wouldn't have happened. And it's not a bourbon balls night; it would be an Irish whiskey night anyway. So the amount of stuff that you got to do is just fucking overwhelming for the trip. Even our home, because we had to bring in someone to take care of Sparky. That likes Sparky. That's an art form there to be able to exist. That she would fly on your foot. So shout out to Karen, our lesbian bird watcher. And then we had to make sure there was a contraption so upstairs Cat Mary wouldn't come down and murder Sparky while we were in Ireland. And also, if Mary doesn't get her special deluxe morning appetizer because she's spoiled rotten, she would cry at the door like some sort of Shakespearean Act 3 where everybody dies. So this is a critical part of going on this trip. And And then when we finally got our asses going there, it was just absolutely incredible. But the research that about my wife had found mostly is that in Ireland, more so than any place you would ever research, you don't have to go to like a tourist center to find out what to do. Just ask people. The Irish people are the nicest people. I just can't even begin to tell you how nice they were, and helpful, but not pushy. Helpful. Like around here, if you're in New York and you ask somebody if what's a good restaurant, if they're talking to you, that's it. They're going to latch on to you, and you're going to have to fucking take them out to dinner. So the Irish people were completely nice. Uh, my son-in-law, I hate to call him that, Al, and her daughter Josie, they came without them. I'd probably be in an Irish prison right now. So Al took care of trying to get my clothing back, and we couldn't even make phone calls. But that's how fucking crazy Ireland is. We're trying to call. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm trying to call about the baggage. I don't have a fucking clue. Um, this note we left on the cottage. You've seen this before. That's like if you bring the bag and you need a signature or whatever, just leave it. I'll waive the signature. I'm naked in the woods, and this system actually worked. But trying to call, the call was getting bounced out. And then I remember, and it was just me and Al hanging out, and then the ladies were running around doing whatever they were doing. We were just in a parking garage. So I remember my wife saying, just ask someone Irish. The simplicity of that is just brilliant. The guy was walking past. I took a wild guess that he was Irish because we were in Dublin. I said, "Excuse me, are you Irish?" He said, "Yep." Just that quick. That was like, he gave me the polite answer. I said, "How do you make a call?" He goes, "Zero plus, then the number." I say, "I got that. I've got the zero okay, but I can't find the plus. It's in the zero. So it's 00. No, it's zero plus." So that was helpful. Zero plus. We When we travel, one of my biggest fears is I need to have water like now on camp, and you don't know how to get water. So we had water bottles, right? And it's kind for traveling. They're little. They have a little filter on them, so it don't matter if you fill them up in a sewer. It filters it out. So in Dublin, on the day that I had no clothing, we went into a bar just to either pee or get some lunch. And my wife, who did the research, said that I heard that they're so nice that if we go over to the bar lady, I don't know, I know there's barmen, I don't know what they call the bar lady, and ask if she would fill up our water bottles. Unlike here in our country, they wouldn't beat the fuck out of you and throw you to the curb, or tell you somehow it was illegal. She filled them up, and then we just everybody lined up. It was like fucking one, two, three, four, six of us. Fucking filled up 6 water bottles and didn't bat an eye. So now my wife had to go to find bathrooms. We call Pennsylvania, there's a hopper. Nobody says that. So she knew what the procession was. And from instinct, she says, "Can you tell me where?" And this was upstairs. She says, "You tell me where the uh, ladies' room is." And they're like, they didn't understand. And then she's like, "Do you tell me like the bathrooms, like the toilets?" And they, "No." So like the water closets. And they're like, "No," and they're like the loo, and they're like, "No, we don't." She's the jacks, and all the jacks are right up there around the corner. Jacks are called, the toilets are called jacks in Ireland. That's funny because my brother-in-law's name is Jack, and he was the father of the groom. I don't know how I didn't get more mileage out of that joke. Uh, Although there is a good Jack story about the Jacks, which I didn't want to tell now, but I'll tell it then. I'll tell it then. I'll tell now then instead of waiting till then now. See, maybe I should start drinking. So, where we were staying was rural Ireland. It was gorgeous. We'd only just arrived in Dublin, and then we would get a rental car, and then we would go off into like total middle of nowhere. It was absolutely fantastic. It was just so nice and relaxing. And so we're dealing with Also, if you rent a car there, get the full blown insurance. It's extra. Get the insurance that costs more than the actual rental of the car, because we had heard, again, my wife did the research, that the roads were so bad, not pothole bad like Pennsylvania, but small, uh, smart car small, and on either side of the roads was these little walls and stuff, and because of the fast driving and on the wrong side of the road, uh, the odds of bringing a car back unsmashed are like fucking almost impossible. So we already had it, and our daughter and her husband had their car rental, but we were trying to convince them to bump up the insurance, because they had the bargain rate insurance there, because we're good drivers. What the fuck? So I goaded the insurance guy at the car rental place into explaining to them what would happen. It's basically, I said, and he knew what I was trying to do. So he said, basically, if you get the insurance that their parents have here, you can. I shouldn't tell you this, but you can literally bring back a steering wheel and a seat, and all you have to pay is a deductible. So they were like, that's fucking amazing. And that story came back to save them later on, because they had a whoopsie. And we had some whoopsies too. So I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know where my bags are. Um, we're leaving. We got to go on a shuttle to go get the rental car. That's where I got my first Irish driving lesson from the shuttle driver, and he knew, he's like, tour guide. He's like, all right, if you've never driven in Ireland before, I'll give you a little wee bit of advice here. If you're unsure, make the hardest left turn you've ever made in your life. Not just a little bend, a sharp, fucking hard left. Just hard left will save you every time. Almost like you're going backwards. Think backwards, but a little left. And I thought he was joking. That's fucking great advice. Everything is kind of like, it's just kind of weird. Like the roundabouts, they call them, the circles, we're getting them here. You just bang into them this way, and then you go on the right. But in Ireland, of course, they go to the left. So that's a complete mind fuck right there. So we're off to a flying start. I got my luggage is on an extended tour. I'm getting a rental car. This goes back to the Bearman story of me being worried about traveling and running out of money. And the Bearman said, well, you're traveling with family. Yes. And you can run out of money and you're staying with them, right? Yes. So when all these bad things happen, this will become their burden. You mean I will become their burden? Yes, you will become their burden. Oh, how true that was, from socks to right on down. So this came back, and then everybody of that, well, not everybody, our group of six, I will call us. That's my wife and I, our daughter and her boyfriend, and our grown up other daughter, Josie, and her husband, Al. We kind of split for the morning after we got our rental cars, because they, not my wife, myself, and my daughter, we didn't go on the Guinness tour. And I know this is sacrilegious to Ireland and Guinness, but you just stay with me on the math here. I'm nocturnal. So I'm up till 3 o'clock every night. We are moving 5 hours into the future. We're taking a red-eye flight, which we were going to sleep on. And I couldn't sleep on it because of the rapper and the crying baby. I told that story, and the lady's trying to keep the baby quiet, and I only didn't fit in the seat, and the elbow was there, and the baby was crying, wah, 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 and the rapper's going, wah, wah, and the bitch goes, wah, 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 and the shit, and the fuck, and the wah, wah, wah. So I didn't get any fucking sleep. I knew that would happen, and the Bearman was going to loan me $20 to go on the Guinness tour. Not loan me, give me. He was going to bankroll, because I said, I'm not taking a Guinness tour. It's like, it's a $20 Guinness, €20 Guinness right when I land. I don't really care as much about seeing how they make it as how it makes its way to me. So that's how nice the Bearman is. Is. He's still helping me out here somewhere, I think. So I didn't take the 20 because I wasn't taking the tour. Now, my I have to call him son-in-law now because it's funnier to the story. My son-in-law Al and our daughter Josie and our daughter's boyfriend Vince were all on board to take the Guinness tour, and I didn't want to cry the blues that it was about money, but I'm like, I really, as much of a party animal as I am, I don't want to not sleep all night on the red eye, try to adjust to being 5 hours into the future, and it be 7 o'clock in the morning, and I will just now have a beer at 7 o'clock in the morning on an empty stomach when I didn't sleep for about the last 24 hours. Plus, I'll be the driver all day. So my son-in-law Al, when I was telling him I was bailing out on this, he says, "Put on your big girl panties." He said that to me. He said that to his father-in-law. Put on your big girl panties. And on some planets he was right, but when I had reminded him he said this, he actually couldn't remember that he said it, which is a great response. If you say that to your father-in-law and he calls you out and you say, "I have no recollection of that at all." So I did not put on my big girl panties. In fact, if I had, they would have been fucking lost in my luggage anyway. So what's the point of putting on my big girl panties if they're gonna fucking take an extended tour of fucking and besides that, when I got my bag back, my luggage had the greatest fucking vacation. My luggage went to Norway and Scotland and Finland, and the camera was in the bag, and the fucking cocksucker luggage didn't take any pictures for me. It just gave me little stickers about all the fucking fun that I had. So I'm running around Ireland looking like this. We're in this cottage in the middle of fucking nowhere. It wasn't even on the map. Absolutely incredible place. And again, the family, these are reruns, but the family is trying to chill me out. So you just don't worry. There's washer and dryer, and we can wash your clothing. And well, I hope there's a naked closet too, because I don't have backup fucking clothing. So we'll just put me in the naked closet. We'll put a sign like this one on there. Please don't go in, because he's no longer naked in the woods. He's naked in the closet. And then when it dings, to make sure I know it's the ding that it's dry and not the ding that it's from the washer. And because I don't want to come out with my junk hanging out and just ruin everybody's family vacation. So that was exciting to try to survive in this clothing that I had. So then we get to, I'm going to skip the stories because I just told some of these stories about the Pennsylvania guy in gravestones who recognized Pennsylvania accent. I already told that story recently, and I'm sure it's the same folks that are watching my show. So I'm going to skip that one for now, but I might call back to it. So the couple, my nephew Lee and his wife Lanny, these are two of the greatest people you could ever hope to know. I mean, who has a wedding in Ireland, right? And that were so nice. Like they heartfelt said about, to at least to me. I don't know how you spoke to anyone else. I'm like the trip is gonna fucking clean us out, and your wedding present is gonna have to wait. And they're like, just you guys coming is the wedding present. And on their wedding registry, it was all stuff for their fucking cats anyway. It was all stuff for their fucking cats. We got them, I think we got them a little shark igloo eventually for their cat. So these are really nice people, and what they wanted to do was, it was brilliant. So it was going to be, the idea was that the family would kind of spend a week in Ireland, and they planned shared events for everybody so we get to know everybody. That's such a nice idea. But they also were smart enough to stay and have their wedding in a place that wasn't really open to the public. So people are like, well, we want to stay where the bride and groom are staying. No, you fucking can't. It's in the woods. It's all full up. You can go to the schoolhouse where we stayed, where you have to go on a dirt road and get stuck on a teeter-totter, but you can't stay here. That's a fucking great idea also. So the event, first day event, and I still had on my purple shirt, and the sweat was starting to give me man tits. It was a place where they filmed the show Vikings, and it's all medieval, and there's stones, and there's a lake, and there's mountains, and it's fucking glorious. And if you see the show Vikings and the outdoor stuff, it's filmed there. and there's no fucking hotels around, and there's no little Burger Kings and none of this bullshit, no fucking McDonald's, all this shit. Um, it's just gorgeous. It's just such a gorgeous setting. So we're going to meet there as a group, as many people as could possibly, and then just hike around and get to know each other. So it's cold and it's cool, not cold. It's cool and rainy. I forgot my raincoat that I bought just for this trip, but I didn't know because I didn't have my luggage. So ha 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 to me, I thought if I had my luggage, I could wear my raincoat, but I left it home anyway. But so the rain came, and then again, most amazing wife in the world. She happened to have an extra raincoat, but it was hers. So we figured out I could wear it, and I just pushed the sleeves up, which looked really stupid because it was raining. You don't push the sleeves up on a raincoat when it's actually fucking raining. But that was going to hide the fact that this thing was a lady's coat, and it wasn't anywhere close to my size. Now, I'm here to tell you that running around where they film Vikings, it's a lot of, it's testosterone, it's fucking Game of Thrones, it's where men would go to drink ale out of horns of beasts they just slaughtered, and I show up in a lady's raincoat that doesn't really fit me. So that's how I rocked my debut into macho land. I'll show up. I'll dress like a lady. How will that be? Fuck me in a bucket of goo. So now back to the story. Our nephew they're so nice. They were worried because there was a meeting time for us all to meet and go, and it wasn't that time yet. So those of us who got there a little bit early, it was raining on us, and he was freaking out. He didn't want us to get it all rained on, so he went into the information office. There's no store in there. There's nothing. It's just a place to get information. It's like this teeny tiny little thing. And he went in and he said, can we come in? Can my group come in? And it was probably like 15, 20 of us outside in the rain like idiots. And then they said, why do you need to come in? And he said, because of the rain. He said, no, we don't come in from the rain here in Ireland. If I let everyone come in from the rain, it never closed. It always rains here. We Irish, we don't come in from the rain. We stay in the rain and wait for the rain to go away, and then we wait for it to come back. That's why. So he came out and he rat-finked himself out, and he's like, she really made a dick out of me. Like, fucking, we're so spoiled rotten when it's raining as people walk around, they put magazines on their head to run through the fucking Walmart parking lot and shit. And Iron's like, it's only rain and it's going to get us one way or the next. So you might as well just fucking embrace it. So that was, it was fun to be in a place where that was how everything was. They didn't freak out about shit like that. Hiking around that area, it was huge. It was massive. I'll see if I can post some pictures. There might be one or two that I post on my Patreon, couple, what just looks like an old graveyard and all that shit. That was incredible. And it was so big that there was an upper lake and a lower lake, and we got lost from each other, and no cell phone signal there because we were in the middle of fucking Vikings. Apparently didn't need to text, so there was no way to get a cell phone signal. So when we would find a spot where we could stand on a rock and do like this and get a signal, then you could send a message. And we're trying to track down our daughter. She's like, we're at the lake. And we're like, yeah, well, we're at the lake. And we're looking around. Apparently there was two fucking lakes. So now my brother-in-law, Jack, you got to understand how awesome Jack is. He has trouble hearing, and he just rolls with it. And he wanders off. That's one of his things. He just wanders off. So we're at the lake, the wrong lake apparently, and we're gonna wait here while my daughter and her boyfriend transfer from the other lake to this lake. And then Jack decides, I look up and Jack's like fucking 100 yards down the wrong side of the lake. I'm like, fuck me in a bucket of goo. Now I gotta go fucking chase Jack. And so I befriended, like at this exact moment in time, like 4 traveling college students that were from all over the world who somehow were in the same program, and it was one from Germany and one from the United States, and I think one from England, and they liked me, and they asked if they could take a picture with me and I made a deal with them. Yes, you can take a picture with me, um, but some of you have to run down there. I'm too old, and get my brother-in-law because he fucking lost. And the two of them fucking ran, and he just fucking ran. And my brother-in-law would be an episode of Criminal Minds because he didn't know who these kids were, and he agreed to go with them. And then they were so proud because they saved him and they brought him back. And Jack said, I was just going to the bathroom. So Jack was going to the Jacks, and those four kids brought him back, and he didn't even get to go to the Jacks. That story ends, pow, right there. So that was day one, I think, or day two. Who even knows anymore? And I'm still rocking the.
It might have been day 3. That's when you
Might,
got your clothes.
that might have been day three. And then one of the days, another filming location was, I think it's Powers Court, and that is like where the king would live. That's just fucking incredible. And they had a cemetery there for pets that was better than most people's cemeteries. Majestic steps and all this kind of thing. So a lot of shit was filmed there. I still had my purple shirt look going on here. And then we hopped from there to, we were in Glendalough. That's how you say it, in County Wicklow. And we were having lunch at a place that had the whiskey, the 3 different Glendalough whiskeys to sample them. Right in, that's fucking badass to me. Like we have microbreweries and all that shit. You can sit in Emmaus and have a beer that was made here. I can't believe I'm drinking this Emmaus beer in Emmaus. It's way different than that. So that's where I found out that they found my bag. Our daughter, Josie, she's screaming happy. They found your luggage. This is absolutely incredible. So we left the note, and then we just ran around all day long. It was a big, long day. I think it might have been, I don't think it was pub day. This was the day after pub day, right? But we had a big full day, and we were hiking and whatever the hell else we did. And we got back to the cottage fucking late. And everybody had travel, jet lag, and we weren't nasty, but we wanted to get back to the cottage. And the cottage was nice because it had different areas for us to kind of get away from each other. And that's what everybody did. Everybody kind of went off into their own zone and was quiet and just wanted to chill. It was too early to sleep. But I had missed my clothing. I was heartbroken, and now I was reunited with my beloved. Let me show you what was in there. I gotta get it now. I'm knocking this. I'll be off camera, and I should click the intermission thing, but I'm not doing it because this thing is badass. All right, so another terrible mistake that I made was, and I can save you some heartache here, is I foolishly packed all my most greatest things in my suitcase because I wanted to wear all my most favorite things. So this is my Iggy Pop shirt, and we call it Face Club shirt. My wife has one, I have one, our daughter has one. Yes, Iggy Pop, right? So I was really I was probably more upset about this shirt than losing an expensive camera. So I was reunited with my luggage. I have pictures of me rolling all around and opening it up and finding all the things, and Iggy Pop shirt and camera and all my fucking nice clothing for the wedding. If you're traveling, don't pack all your nicest shit in anything but a carry-on bag. Just put shitty shit in there in case this happens. I know you don't want to take your shitty shit, but when that bag's gone, you know, oh, fuck me in a bucket of goo. If I could pick all my favorite things in the world and stuff them in one bag, that's what I did. And now they're fucking gone. I told the universe, here, if you want to fuck me up the ass without Vaseline, here, I made it easy for you. I put this is like a time capsule of my life of things I love in this fucking luggage. There. Go ahead, send it to Norway, send it to Finland. I don't give a fiddler's fuck. So that was really traumatic. And again, my family was just fucking rock star, taking care of me and trying to. See, it's easy to keep somebody focused from worry when you're at the place where they film Vikings and you're cross-dressing in a lady's raincoat, missing your Iggy Pop shirt, and there's Irish whiskey all around. So there's a lot of diversions there. So that was a highlight of my trip, getting my fucking luggage back, for fuck's sake. And then I'll get ahead of myself, but this, I wore the Iggy Pop shirt to fly home, and this is the exact wrong shirt to wear going through customs. Do not go through customs if you're out of this country to get back in and wear this shirt. That's a red flag right there. That something's fucking wrong with you. So we'll skip the rest of that story because I'm getting out of sync here. I actually made a couple of notes, but these are notes just from the excitement of the trip. So now I'll make some notes here. So again, it was just so nice, this meeting everybody in Ireland. They were just so nice. The other thing that was fun for me was drinking with Irish people at the reception was just fucking amazing. I learned everything that the Irish phrases. We don't get drunk, we get full. So that became the theme of, how we were going to party and shit. So I'm talking up a storm to this older guy in the Irish side of the family. And he was pretty liquored up, but he was still upright. He was getting a big kick out of me. And he was drinking beer, and I quizzed him, how come this Irish guy, how come you're not drinking whiskey? And then he had a whole story about, well, me and whiskey had some good years together, but those days are gone. So I didn't even fucking want to know about that. But he was pissing and moaning about his grown-up children were freeloading, and was kind of amazing because my grown-up children were right there fucking taking care of me and making sure my luggage was found and all that shit. So parallel universes there and everything. So he was pissing and moaning, and I told him we were walking up a hill because we were all liquored up and it was time to go eat. And I said, be careful how mean you are to your children, even if they're fuck-ups now. Because when you get too old to take care of yourself, they will be in charge of your comfort or not, or your lack of comfort. They'll be in charge of taking care of you later on. And he laughed as he almost fucking rolled down the hill. That's a good one. Be good to them now because I'm going to need them fuckers later on when I can't take care of myself. When I shit my pants, I'd call them. I didn't say they would change your fucking diapers, all right? Just think about it, all right? Just think of it. So, just meeting people there and talking to people there was absolutely incredible. They had the crazy dancing. The story that I didn't tell was the Irish people open bar was like some kind of, it was almost like a rum springer party because people were like fucking texting people, they can't believe this is open bar here. This would be, they called them the cousins. It would be two, they almost looked like twins. They looked like brothers. They were cousins. They were young. They were just the perfect, skinny, cool, fucking punk, awesome Irish youth. That's what they were. And they were fucking dancing up a storm, and they were fucking running and diving and fucking just flying, but fucking like fucking cats. They were dancing all around, and I'm watching them, and I'm getting a big fucking kick out of them. And it was only going to be a matter of time until I was going to be sucked in to one of these dances. And to be fair, I fucking couldn't wait to get in there. So I got pulled in there, or I pulled myself in. So I'm dancing up a storm with the cousins, and people are taking videos of that. I'm Al, who saved me, was taking a video of me dancing with the two Irish cousins, believing I would be embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, I need a fucking copy of that. So I loved it. It's not only did I not care that he was filming, I was worried that we were going to fucking lose it. All right. So after we were dancing and we were done, it's probably like an hour went by, or I don't know what, and then was hanging out in the back. I went to get myself another drink. And one of the cousins that was dancing, I smiled at him, was going to go talk to him, and he must have read my fucking mind. He because he said, he didn't even say hello. I went back. I was like, you know that face you make just right before you're going to talk to someone. He goes, before you say it, you're the best feckin' dancer there ever was. It's not me, it's you. You're gonna say, I'm the best feckin' dancer there ever was. It's you. It's not me. You're the best feckin' dancer there ever was. I'm feckin' dancer number 2. Just so you know, you're number 1, I'm number 2. Fuck me in a bucket of feckin' goo. And that's what they say. Feck. Instead of fuck. And I wrongly thought you could say feck on the radio instead of fuck, but it is known that feck is fuck. But I only said it off the air, so only gave Bearman a heart attack when during the commercial break when I said in Ireland they say feck, and so I'm gonna just no, that's no, it's not clever enough. So if we dodged a feckin' bullet right there, I'll tell you that would have been feckin' bad. See, feck. If I wanted to say fuck on the radio, logically I would remove the U and just put different, like fick, fuck. That's too close. That's feck. Just seems like a simple variation that I would use. So we did. We dodged a bullet there, and that gets back to the partying with the cops, and I learned all about the speed limit there. I told that story, so I'm not telling that story again. I'll try to focus on some other stories here. I didn't know how long this was going to be. I really loved going to Ireland. There was all kind of fun shit going on there. I posted a couple things. We were there during the Irish International Arts and Music Festival in Galway, and I'll tell you this: it was the most incredible experience. San Francisco's got that kind of hippie feel. I don't know. I only heard. Galway's got that kind of old hippie San Francisco village kind of thing, and there's we stayed in a bed and breakfast where we could just lock up the rental car and just hang out there and just walk right onto the cobblestone. There was just live music on the streets. There was a guy standing on a post playing a banjo, Irish guy, and then if you threw money in, he'd really fucking wail and smile, and then if he didn't, he'd play something sad and have a mad face. And then there was just an Irish band. There was a guy in a Darth Vader suit playing bass and all this fucking great. And then there was like a sad American musician sitting there playing like Bruce Springsteen songs. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Who the fuck comes to Ireland to listen to an American play acoustic version of fucking Born in the USA? Dude, that's fucking depressing. Go back to fucking Shakespeare in the Park where there's a depressing saxophone player up there playing funereal versions of When the Saints Come Marching In. I laugh because the fucking Irish music around was just absolutely fucking incredible, and you could just walk to it. That was fantastic. The story that I forgot to tell, and this would have been day 1, where I was happy that I didn't drink a Guinness in the morning, because that's the day later that my wife chugged a Guinness so I wouldn't fucking kill us from driving from Greystones back to Wicklow on the dirt roads and all that shit. So the story that I forgot there was it's called Greystones because there's actual Greystones. It's on the water. I don't know what water it is, but it's all. I wouldn't call it a beach town because that wasn't much of a beach, but they did have a beach, but it was kind of like it's probably always too cool there to go on the beach. Whatever this town is, like Bono lives there and fucking celebrities live there, sort of incognito, but they go to the local bars and all that shit. So, the nice little boardwalk down to the rocks, the gray stones, and the water was gorgeous. And there was guys walking their dogs, and they were having a go at each other. And the one was busting the other one's balls. He says, "Yeah, you dopey bastard! You let Toby off the belt, and you never get him back." The belt is the leash, by the way, so that was badass. I liked all those little things. And you made a big mistake there. You left Toby off the belt. You had to be spending all night turning him. And the other one said, "No, Toby's a coward. When he gets to the water, he'll stop and stare, and I'll pick him up there. And that's exactly what fucking happened. So that was badass. So then we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go, and where we would wind up is that pub with the guy who recognized me from Pennsylvania, and I held up the Guinness to the light, and the Guinness hates the light. That's where we wound up. But we didn't know that's where we were going. So we're trying to figure out where we were going. And so we asked locals, right? And it was a couple, and the man was going, there's a nice pub right behind you there. You're done. It's walking distance. It's nice atmosphere. Cool. That's you're done. You're finished. And his wife said, but the food's not that great there. If you want good food, you get it go around. And then so they're going at it a little bit playfully. And then we thanked them, and we didn't know what we were going to do. And then like 2 hours later, we wound up at that pub. It was H. Dan and Son pub in Greystones, and we were getting ready to go in, and the couple drove past us, and the man saw that we were there, and he stopped in Ireland, and he put his head out the window. He goes, I see you made the right decision on where to dine tonight. You're welcome. What the fuck? So we actually didn't go there for food. We went in there to drink, and then later on we were hiking all around. As the time change fucked us up, by the time it got dark was when we got hungry. Then everything was fucking closed. So we stumbled into some kind of fancy, nice restaurant that was closing their dining. Let's say hypothetically they close at 9:30 and it was actual 9:30. What happens in our country at 9:30? Get the fuck out of here. The door's locked. They fucking stayed open. They fucking stayed open for us. Full menu. We were there a whole fucking hour. That's where I went to make a wee-wee, and the monks were singing in the bathroom. So I couldn't actually pee, because that's the creepy way to pee. And then the owner was bragging about Bono coming there, and he showed us a picture on the wall. And then he said, you're the famous Amish comedian. You could have a picture with me on the wall. He said, yeah, they're not famous. So I lost that opportunity there. So that was fun. And it's Greystones, and everybody was happy. My wife chugged the Guinness, so I could make the 2-hour drive back to Glendalough in dreams of someday getting my... Well, I think we had to launder my clothing that night yet. So that was good fun there. And then as far as my theme of my show has been cats lately on live streams. We met a cat in Greystone, just walking around. We said hello to him. And then we had cats running around our neighborhood where our cottage was. So that was badass. There's no real exciting stories, but we like when there's cats just following us around. So, and we got Toby off the belt there. We got the Vikings, ladies' raincoat. We got the 4 students running off to catch Jack. Let's see. Oh, I think I already told you about the beer and cookies, right? I already told you about that. That's the most of my Ireland stories right there that you haven't heard before. Let's see, what else was I going to... Oh, I know. See, on my notes here, let me explain to you how the trolls are working in my idea hallway. I started to make notes about all the stories I would tell if I stream live tonight, but I wasn't sure I was gonna. And then Mary flung herself into the window, letting me know Bearcat was here for the night meal. So I did all that, and then I never got back to the notes of the exciting stories I would tell you from my trip to Ireland. So that's pretty much it right there. That's the short version. It's 9:03. I actually wasn't even going to go live tonight. There's people in the chat here. Richter, this is partially your fault because you wanted Ireland stories last Saturday night, so you got kind of like a condensed version of them here tonight. I am really anxious to start drinking tonight. St. Patrick's Day, that's the thing there too. As how my brain works is that as soon as I end this stream, I will remember that amazing story that I wanted to tell you that I forgot to tell you. But I'm not coming back. I'll just go fuck me in a bucket of goo. No, and I tried to mask a burp there, but I forgot you peckerheads can see me in a nice way.
He says start drinking now.
Start drinking now. That's going to be really bad. You are, Richter, I love you, but you are like a fucking bad live streaming enabler. Like, let's just be fun though. Let's stream and let's just watch me get fucked up. That would be a really good gig if that paid well. Like just watching me stream, that would be fantastic. So what did I miss in Ireland tonight that I haven't covered recently in my Ireland stories?
The clips of where the bus is going up on that skinny one.
Holy fuck! My wife just. Okay, so that's a great story. So the Cliffs of Moher is a incredible thing. There's I have pictures of them. It's where the Dumbledore has the big horrible thing, the rocks and all that shit there. So there's a down that's amazing, and then there's an up that is amazing also. So we did down, we did the boat tour, amazing stuff, but then we decided we were going to do the trek up the thing. So to drive up there's games that you can play like dugout and shit where it just goes like this and it digs up. It's like Centipede or whatever, and the fucking road up to the top of the cliffs was that, and it was this fucking wide. It was perfect size for a rental car, and it was really open. The road up was nice, but not spectacular. It was cutting through like farmland, and it was actually beautiful, but it was nothing spectacular beyond that. There weren't trees around the road, so you could see the S pattern of the road here, how the fucking far hell up it carved, and so you could see a full-size tour bus that you would see on Route 78 going up to New York, fucking tear-assing down the S-turns, fucking coming straight at us. Literally, not that we didn't even worry about will we die or where we will hide the car. We were just like, I can't fucking believe that giant bus is on these little fucking roads. I can't even drive this teeny little car uphill. Now motherfucker's coming down and he's not going slow. He was over there. He was over there. He's fucking coming. It's prepare for impact. Fucking 19 seconds. If motherfuckers I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they fucking do it. I don't have a fucking clue how they do it. That was upsetting. That was actually upsetting to see that. I don't even remember how we lived. There must have been little groundhog holes or something for us to pull our car into while the fucking crazy bus went by, which is also amazing because I saved us from that because our daughter really took control of planning the details of the trip. My wife took control of all the shit we would need, but Lizzie really fucking rocked it. And when we looked at everything, the other thing, if you ever go to Ireland, they tell you this and they'll tell you it's true. Make a plan and then scale it back and start removing shit because wherever you go, he's going to fucking blow you away so much, you're not going to want to leave it in the amount of time that you have there. You're going to need fucking more because we were going to do the Game of Thrones tour, but that was fucking Northern Ireland and passports and different money. Fuck that shit. So our daughter was pricing out and plotting bus trips for us so we could get from Glendalough to the Cliffs of Moher on like these bus trips, and I'm like, I have a chance to drive across Ireland. I'm fucking doing it. Plus, I like being in control. And at that moment in time, I didn't really think the bus was going to kill me on there. Whoever is on that bus is a fucking moron because that guy's going to fucking kill them. Driving down the hill, he's going to smash into some fucking Amish tourist in a little rental car. But I saved us from being in that because that could have been us in that fucking bus. And if I would have been on that bus, I would have been hell more scared than me driving us fucking around Ireland. So that's a fucking amazing story there. One of those you had to be there. You just can't fucking believe it. And then again, the transition of coming back here and seeing, like, just driving from Emmaus over to Giant, I get fucking mad because somehow they didn't have a lot of cars over there. Like, you had a lot of fucking open road and these back dirt roads and all this and that shit. Somehow they don't have a lot of cars. There was more. I think I saw more cars when I got home driving from here 5 miles to go to Giant than I saw driving across all fucking Ireland. I just don't fucking have a clue how they do it. But I got mad at the wasted space of the roads. Like there's a part of road in Emmaus, the Emmaus Avenue that goes from here to the Giant. And at that point, at the widest part of the road, that would be like fucking the width of 5, 6 fucking roads in Ireland. So I'm just looking at all this fucking wasted space. I'm losing my fucking mind. So that was pretty badass. Good bus story, good tourist story. But we didn't have to do it, right? We didn't have to do it. And some people climb it and hike it. Fuck that happy horse shit. There's no way I'm doing that. Now, I think I'm done. I want to drink. I'm not drinking on camera. I'm definitely streaming Saturday night. And when I say definite, you never know with me. I'm talking to the Emmaus Theater about doing a show date, but it's probably not going to be till July. And that sucks bad shit balls. So I kind of want to do it, but I also wanted to book shows now. So I'm not quite sure, but that's a possibility. Emmaus Theater, possibly one of the second last Fridays in July. I don't know how many second last Fridays there are. It seems like I've been drinking, but I haven't. So I'll let you know when that's happening. Not much else going on. Even though I said Ireland only, since I have his here, let's see, I made a note about something. I think a lot of shit is funnier than it is when we get to this point. Let's see. Oh, I was going to save this for Saturday night, but I might forget. No. Well, I might get my hair cut then, because see, if I get my hair cut between now and Saturday night, I will wish that I told this story. Because my hair will be gone, and my hair is important to the story. So I'll tell it now, and then when you tune in Saturday, assuming that I do this again Saturday, you'll get a rerun on the hair story. Okay, so now, this hair is mine, right? And it's fucking too long, right? It just grew, and it grows, and it just fucking goes and goes. And these things on the side, see, I can pull these fuckers like this, and that's when it's time. And then my wife will go, this is how amazing my wife is. She'll go, anytime you like, if you would like a beard trim, I can give you a little beard trim. And then if you feel like you would like to get your hair cut or anything, I'm not saying that you need to get your hair cut. I'm just saying when I'm trimming your beard, if you would like your haircut, let me know, and I'll be right in there with it. So what happens is with these is, okay, so I have very excellent peripheral vision for self-protection, not for identifying, because I think everything's trying to kill me. I'm sensitive to sound. That's how I can tame feral cats. So I can sense something over there, and I can turn my head. It probably won't work now, but there's certain ways that I can turn my head where I do not see this hair, even with my peripheral vision, and I'll turn my head just a teeny little bit, and I will then have peripheral vision and see this hair hanging out right there. But, as I said, I don't have a great ability to identify whatever's in the peripheral vision. So, and I just realized that last night that for at least a month, this hair has occasionally been scaring the fuck out of me for no reason. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? I like a fucking rat flying around, or Sparky's fucking ghost is fucking tormenting me. She'd go on the shoulder anyway, but I'm fucking freaking out. And I was, oh, it's my hair. And then I'd be relaxed, and then like fucking a half hour later, what the fuck was that? It would happen again. So the crazy thing is that I should get these cut off. I really should. I should get these cut off because look, it's just insane. But the comedy aspect of these is just incredible. Like when I watch scary shit and I wind up and I'm doing this, right? And then I forget. And then I have what I call hair sticks, right? So I'll have hair sticks and there they are. I have hair sticks and then that's real. And then you're watching fucking Criminal Minds and he's in the trunk and they're not going to fucking save him. And I've seen the episode and I know they're going to save him, but I'm still fucking worried and I'm pulling my hair like this. And then I'm done. And then it's easy to see if I watch anything scary. And I have something in my notebook here that I would like to share with you. Where is it? I lost my notebook. It's a note. I have notes on things to perform, but I also make notes about things that I should say a lot, like fuck you in a bucket of goo, plug my Patreon, Amish Comic, Patreon, YouTube channel, all this stuff. I have a note that says, if ever I start talking about my hair sticks, I need to end my stream and get my fucking hair cut. So that's what I'm going to do. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Send us money because I'm fucking out of work. And I love you. If you're going to party safe. Call someone. Don't use the Ireland thing where they say you have to have a 3-fall rule and that's only my first fall. That doesn't fucking apply here. So I'm signing off. You folks rock. I'm clicking on this. Where does it say stream is ending? There it is.